Hey everybody, it's Ashley Bradley, the Intuitive Business Coach, and today I want to chat with you about how to get clients. It's probably the number one big thing that most business owners, particularly new business owners, are talking about, thinking about, asking about, and so I felt like it's time to finally make a video about the thing that comes up most often. I am going to give you my top 3 ways. There's a lot of ways, and I really want you to be connected with, there's, an unlimited number of ways, but I am going to give you the top 3 ways that have worked best for me and give you some insight on how to do it, how to approach it. So that's going to be like the real meat and potatoes of this video. But before I even go into those 3 ways, I want to give you just a small amount of insight. Being that I am an intuitive business coach, it means that I'm not only focused on the actions that you're taking, the steps that you take, the things that you do to get clients, but there's a different side of it. There's this energetic alignment side, really being in the right mindset, thinking about things in the right way. And that's really the thing that you need to leverage the most. So the reason that I named this first is that I want you to know that these 3 things that I'm going to share, they are not the magic. The magic's really going to come from the belief that you have in yourself and really being in the right energetic place, not working from a place of scarcity, lack, not enough, because it's really going to be an uphill battle for you in getting clients if you're working from that place, especially knowing that a lot of people that are watching my channel are people that are healers, readers, coaches, other types of service providers where people are going to pick up on that energy unconsciously and they're automatically going to be turned off from working with you. So just keep that in mind as we do these things, because I feel like people tend to look for some magic solution to getting clients, but that's really the most important and foundational piece that has to happen before you take these actions. So jumping into these, my top 3 ways for getting clients. Number 1 is utilizing, I use the site Upwork or other types of marketplaces out there. And I'll tell you that I've had a business that's B2B, as well as now I'm focused primarily B2C. I'd say that I have some B2B accounts as well as a coach, but there's a variety of different marketplaces out there. And if you're not familiar with Upwork, it's a place where freelancers go to send proposals in on jobs, where people go when they're looking for somebody or that has some kind of specific skill set or talent. They're going there and they're saying, I need this person. I'm looking to hire and pay somebody. And so there's just leads all over sites like that. Depending on your specific industry, specialty, profession, you might find that there's sites other than Upwork that might work better for you. And you'll either hear, I'd say, from people in your network or just from trial and error on your own. But I can definitely say for me, through Upwork, I've done I'd say less than a couple years, maybe a few years, just through that site, I've done over $80,000 in business. So it's been well worth my time, well worth the fees. And the upside is that there's no cost to you unless you are making money. So I really like that site a lot. It's also like the Yelp of like freelancers and service providers. And so it's a place where you're going to start accumulating ratings. And when I have 100% rating with that amount of sales. So it automatically gives me credibility. Just like if you're on Yelp looking at a restaurant, you're going to look at how many stars. And if people are saying they like it and talking great about their experience, that's going to work in your favor and start making it easier and build more momentum when it comes time for you to get clients. Okay, so I will say Upwork is one of those things because a lot of times I know people are not wanting to spend upfront money on getting clients. And so 2 of the 3 things I share, Upwork included in that, are things that work for you in the short term and that they don't cost upfront money for you to actually get started on there. I know that some people are going to complain about the fees, and they're going to talk about how for the first like $500 you make with a client, they take 20% in fees, and it's tiered. So it'll go down to like 10% after $500, and then it'll drop down to like 5% after you hit the $10,000 mark. And I will say that I have a lot of long-term clients that I've worked with for over a year that go beyond that $10,000 mark, and I've had just like really great history on there, so I can't say enough about it. I know that people oftentimes have a challenge getting their first job on there, but what I see is that most of the time with Upwork that people are not putting in consistent effort. They're not checking daily and putting proposals in on a regular basis and actually spending the time and putting in the effort to actually make it happen. So you really do have to be committed to following through with that. I'll also say that I recommend to people that they find somebody to hire them on there to get their first rating, because that's going to help you tremendously. It's not mandatory that you've had clients on there before. I've personally hired people on there as well that have not had any ratings or clients, but if you can find somebody, anyone really, to hire you on there for a short-term project, it might be like an existing client that you're working with that just moves on to Upwork, or if you know somebody, just have a friend or somebody, right? Just hire you, leave you a review. That's going to help you out tremendously as well. And just getting started. It's also going to up your visibility. They have different algorithms based on who's active on the site. So you're going to be seen a lot better. With Upwork, if you're kind of on the fence on if it's for you or not, I'll tell you a good way to vet that is to go on the site. You'll probably have to create a free account to get in there. But I'll say that the way to tell is to just search for jobs and to see what's popping up, just to see in the last week or two how many people have been posting for those types of things. I've worked with a lot of people in marketing through that site, virtual assistants, admin support. I've even hired somebody to co-create something for me, and I needed an astrology expert. So it's really been across the board as far as people that I've hired on there. So there's a lot of people on there that are looking for many different things and skill sets. So don't write it off. Don't be too quick to write off that it's not going to work for you. Anything about Upwork. Lastly, I would say with Upwork, they have a new offering, I guess I'd call it, that allows you to have specialized profiles. So rather than just one profile, if you do multiple things or you have certain different kind of sectors of clients that might be interested in different parts of your experience, you can actually now make different profiles so that when people are initially looking at you and viewing you, that they're only going to see like the relevant experience based on the post. So definitely take advantage of that, because since I added that feature in on my profile, I've noticed that I've been getting even more invitations lately of people inviting me to apply for their jobs. So it's worth it, the extra effort to put in. Okay, so that's what I'm going to call kind of Upwork and just general like hiring marketplaces in general. Kind of a no-brainer. You're looking for clients, they're looking for people to hire. Number 2 is the second way that I would say, I'm going to call it free, and it, depending on how you approach it, it could also be something that benefits you in the short term. There's other approaches that also might be what I call planting seeds long term as well. So I'm going to call this social media and your personal and professional network. I'm just going to sort of group your network into 2, and we're going to loop social media into that. So I want to start out first with just your network, the people that you actually know, and it could be people from, again, professional or personal. It's so important that you actually start directly asking for referrals. And a lot of challenges that I give to clients that I'm working with that are in this place of looking for clients is having them write out different emails, basically just informing people of what they're doing and who they're looking to work with, and that then you just basically ask them if they know someone. They very likely might be, yes, like that person is me, like I want to work with you. Or it could be a way, right, that whatever your offer is, maybe it's a consultation or an intro session, however you have your business position, that it's a way that you're directly asking them for what you want, since they're not just going to automatically think, you can't assume that they automatically know what you're doing, but most people want to help when you ask them, who do you know? If they feel like there's somebody that they know that would be helped by what you do and that they can help you by making that connection. I do think that there's a natural tendency in human beings to want to help and support, but you have to ask for what you want. So move your inner critic aside about what it's saying and make those requests. If you do have current clients right now that you're working with, that you could ask them for referrals of who else might benefit from the work that I do, make sure that you're asking. I've even heard it be posed as, hey, like, do you have 3 people in your network that would enjoy an initial conversation with me that would benefit from what I do? Like, would you be willing to connect them with me? And I think that that's a great way to do it and think about it as well, because again, people are not, as much as you want them to just be thinking of you and making that connection, it's not always, they're living their own life, doing their own thing. It's not always top priority for them. And so I'll say that it's a good thing as well, even if you're circling back with past clients, to again kind of check in, ask for that referral, and they might even say, oh, I actually want to work with you again. I've been meaning to reach out to you. So that's a way that could potentially work very quickly in your favor, but you have to really clear out a lot of the kind of fears and hesitations of whatever stories you're making up about making it feel weird. In terms of social media, I'll say that the social aspect of it could work quickly. It could, depending on how active you are in your network and with other people, it could work quickly to do a post like that, but I definitely recommend having that be more of a one-on-one request. I will tell you that social media does tend to be like a longer term thing of getting clients, and my recommendation there would be to choose your platforms, to make sure that you're consistent, and that when you are doing things related to business, to always be pointing back to like your email list or your offering, that you have to be kind of making the offers and bringing the relationship to the next level beyond just helping people. Yes, like add value, help people, support people, but don't be afraid when it comes time to kind of make that offer and push the relationship forward. When I say choosing your platforms, you're going to be spending a lot more time if you are just going and posting on, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube. You have to choose and be more deliberate about it, because it might gear you towards the kind of content that you want, or you might be totally wasting your time in a place where your ideal clients are not even hanging out. So my recommendation is to pick, I do too, that I enjoy spending the most time on, that I enjoy making content for, and also where I feel like my people that are looking for what I do are hanging out. The consistency, once you actually start being consistent, you'll see that people come to rely and know that you have information for them that they find valuable, and that's when you are going to start building up credibility with an online audience. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to share with you. So again, I grouped your network into social media versus like real people that you know, that you interact with and have a relationship not just virtually. And there's two aspects of it. Both can be free, right? You might choose to advertise on social media, but you can very much do it organically. And I will tell you from what I do is I do post a lot on my personal profile, which I didn't always do, but I get a lot more engagement and I have no regrets on moving everything over to my personal profile. People have an unfollow button. If they don't want to see what you're posting, they can unfollow you. So don't worry about that. This video is it's longer than what I planned, but that's okay. I hope you're learning a lot and getting a lot out of this. Okay, so number 3, last but not least, is something that I would consider more of a long-term investment in terms of your time and what you can expect to see back. It doesn't necessarily have to be that long-term, but I just don't know that it's going to be immediate. It is utilizing different types of automation that would basically set up a lead magnet, something that people want and find valuable, that they're willing to trade their email address for. And then, or it might be like a training or whatever it might be, but something that they want that you have, where they're going to opt in and they're going to ideally be someone that would be a part of your audience. And it gives you the opening, now that you have their email, to get to know them, to continue to build your relationship with them by other emails that you send, and then to hopefully convert them over to being a client. While you can do this without ad spend, I think that you would be hard pressed to get in front of enough people to really have this be something that would work for you bigger long term. But I think that these first two, number 1 and number 2, work really well in the beginning. And I think number 3 is important so that your time is really maximized, especially as you start to get more clients. The automation piece is going to be really key to keep like the consistent flow of clients going in. And you see ideas and different things of lead magnets all the time on Facebook. Like anywhere that you go, you know what I'm talking about there, where it's some kind of free offering that sounds enticing and it's like, yes, I need that, but it's always going to lead to something else that they're offering a bigger service, right? So yeah, I hope that helps. Let me know if you have questions or specific things that I can help you with beyond this. I will ask you to subscribe first off. If you don't already subscribe, you made it this far, you should probably subscribe. And I'm going to link as well. I have clarity calls that I do. I can only do at max like maybe 8 a week, like 2 a day. I work 4 days a week is sort of my absolute max that I can take, and that's just depending on openings on my schedule. So click the link and you'll be able to quickly see if they're still being offered, if there's some that are available. But if you want to dive deeper into this, I do those on a selective basis based on what I can accommodate, and we can hash this out with you directly. All right, everybody, have a good rest of your day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.